What up, though, fellas? Right now, I'm going to touch on a topic that a dating coach on YouTube in the YouTube manosphere named kzaggin20. Has his YouTube name, kzaggin20. If you are familiar with kzaggin, he's a smaller channel right now. I'm sure he'll grow as he's been growing as time has progressed, and he'll keep growing. But he does a lot of panels with the likes of, Mr. Lucario, Miles Cunningham, Steve the Dean, over from Man Mindset, Afi Kingdom, LDA. He does a lot of panels over at the guys over there, with the guys over there. And he made a video today titled, I don't remember the exact title, but it was something along the lines of vulnerability is alluring to women, right? Vulnerability is alluring to women. And in the beginning of the video, within like the first 2 minutes, he made it clear that being vulnerable does not mean being emotional. Being vulnerable does not mean being emotional. And when he said that, it struck something in me, because that's something that I've been saying for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, guys will take the BS advice, when women will say, men should show more emotion, men should be more emotional, not showing emotion is toxic masculinity, all this BS. A lot of guys will take that advice and use it, and then, to nobody's surprise, you start getting emotional with a chick, she's not attracted to you no more. You know what I'm saying? When really what a dude wants to be is vulnerable, not emotional. You feel me? kzaggin explained what vulnerability meant in the video. All vulnerability means is being truthful, standing on your truth, and stating your truth, even if it means that you putting yourself in a position where you could possibly be ridiculed. You feel what I'm saying? Essentially, saying something that might not be safe, jumping into the deep end, not really knowing what's in the water. That's what being vulnerable is. But what I really want to talk about is the differences between being vulnerable and being emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because being emotional with a woman doesn't really have anything to do with vulnerability. You can have no vulnerability and still be emotional. Because like kzaggin said, being vulnerable is just standing on your truth, and being open to ridicule, if that person were to ridicule your truth. Where being emotional has nothing to do with your truth. Being emotional is the expression of feelings. The expression of feelings through behavior. The expression of feelings through the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Being emotional with a chick is, basically acting like her. You know what I'm saying? Say if you having a bad day, you get around her and you huffing and puffing and you moping and groaning, and or if she say something that you don't like, you get all up in arms about it. However you approach that. Some dudes, a chick might say something he don't like, then thinking that he being masculine, he might get up and start cussing her out, start calling her all kind of profanities, calling her out her name and all this, thinking that that's masculine, thinking that's tough, thinking that's checking her, when really that's being emotional, because he's expressing his feelings through his behaviors and through his verbiage. She said something he didn't like. Instead of just checking her in a respectful yet masculine way, he got up and started acting all feminine, started getting all up in his feelings, started yelling at her, thinking that that was being masculine. You know what I'm saying? Started cussing her out. You feel me? That's not being vulnerable. What being vulnerable means is simply letting your truth be known. So like the example kzaggin gave in his video was how he used to tell, or not used to, but he's open to telling women that he's been a cheater before. He was once a cheater. He used to dog out his ex-chicks and all this kind of stuff. And that's a perfect example. You know what I'm saying? Another example could be if you are, for whatever reason, you might be a guy with trust issues. Maybe you tell her, I don't trust people fast. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a long time before you earn my trust. You know what I'm saying? That's being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Letting her know the truth. Letting her know the truth about you so that there's nothing being hidden. It's not no games being played. Another way of being vulnerable is, like kzaggin said, letting your intentions be known. Letting your intentions be known. So if all you want out of the woman is sex, then you let her know that. If you want something more, you know, if you a dude who really just want a relationship, you want to settle down, you want a chick that you really connect to, and you want something to grow, then you let her know that. If you want to have an intimate relationship, you know, maybe she be on your side, but not necessarily your girl. That's not your girlfriend, but, you know, she in your rotation, then you let her know that. You know, you let her know that I'm still seeing other chicks, you know, but I love to have you around, you know, because I love your company and blah, 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 however you play it. You let her know that. Being vulnerable is not the same as being emotional. I guess what a lot of people think being vulnerable means is having no walls. People think being vulnerable means letting the walls down and just letting the floodgates open. You know, just letting anything you feel be heard. You know what I'm saying? That's being emotional. So when chicks tell you that you should be more emotional, they don't mean that. They'll say it, but they don't really mean it. Just because they aren't attracted to men who are emotional, but they don't like our lack of emotion, expressive emotion, because they show a lot of emotions. So, you know, it's weird because they're naturally more emotional, so they show their emotions a lot more. So it's weird to them and it's uncomfortable to them how we're able to control our emotions. We're able to keep our emotions hidden. You know what I'm saying? We're able to keep our emotions under complete control, whereas they not able to do that. And so they'll say men should be more emotional. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know all the agenda and all this, you know. So they'll say, you know, little boys should be able to be, you know, hella emotional. They shouldn't have to learn how to be tough, which is raising boys to be the exact same men who they don't like. But, you know, I mean, they'll see how that pans out in the future. You feel me? But yeah, that's all I'm gonna talk about for today, man. In this car video, I'm about to hit this hill, do some hill sprints, hill workouts, a little bit of work with this bag, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow, fellas. So have a good Friday. You know, if you hanging out tonight, staying in, you know, might be working out like I'm about to. Maybe some of y'all got work tonight. You know, whatever the case may be, enjoy yourself. Have a good time, man. Peace.